Hello. Today I wanted to give a review of the SoFi checking and savings accounts. I wanted to talk about the good and the not so good things about using SoFi checking and savings for your banking needs. So let's get started. Familiar with SoFi? They are a personal finance company and online bank. They bill themselves as a sort of all-in-one money app where you can do banking, investing, have a credit card, take out personal loans, do budgeting, and more, all within the SoFi app. I've done a video on SoFi before where I talked about their checking and savings accounts and how I use them and what I liked and disliked about the SoFi checking and savings. And I wanted to give an updated review on it because some things have changed with SoFi checking and savings. So first, let's get into the positives of the SoFi checking and savings accounts. One of the big positives of the SoFi checking and savings accounts is that they don't have a lot of hidden fees like, a lot of the big banks have. So they have no monthly fee, no overdraft fees, no minimum balance requirements, none of that, common fees that you would find at big banks. And they also do offer a SoFi debit card that comes with rewards, which is really cool to think about because most of the time you can only get rewards when you use a credit card, and a debit card you usually get nothing. But with this, when you use the SoFi debit card to shop at certain stores and locations, you can get up to 15% cash back. The SoFi savings account also offers the ability to create what is known as savings vaults inside your one SoFi savings account. So inside that one SoFi savings account, you can create up to 20 savings vaults, which are sort of sub accounts inside that savings account that you can create for different goals that you have. So you could, create a savings vault for your emergency fund, a vacation, a house down payment, just really any savings goal that you're working towards. And this is really awesome to have because I believe the only other bank that offers anything close to this is Ally Bank, where they offer their buckets feature inside their savings account. So it's really nice that SoFi offers this savings vaults feature. It's one of the things I really, really love about SoFi. And yeah, it's really awesome. And perhaps the biggest, or at least people make it to be the biggest positive about SoFi checking and savings accounts is the interest rate. So if you have a monthly direct deposit set up of any amount, then you get access to a higher annual percentage yield. So with the monthly direct deposit, you get 2.5% APY in your SoFi checking account and 3.75% APY in your SoFi savings account. This is a really good interest rate, particularly for the checking account. Even though the checking account is lower than the savings account, people describe it as only 2.5%. I don't really know many checking accounts that really offer any meaningful interest rate. So it's really awesome to have a checking account that offers 2.5% interest rate. And also, as I mentioned, a debit card that offers cash back at participating locations. So that's really awesome. And the savings account interest rate of 3.75% is really awesome as well. That is slightly higher than Ally Bank or Capital One as of the recording of this video. Ally and Capital One are at 3.30% APY. So it's nice that it's slightly higher than those banks, and it really comes in handy. It really incentivizes you to try to save more so that you can get higher interest rate payments. Another positive of the SoFi checking and savings account, which isn't really strictly relegated to the checking and savings accounts, it's really if you're a SoFi member of any sorts, if you have their invest account or a loan through them or their credit card through them, is that you do get access to free financial planning sessions. I don't know how SoFi is able to offer this, But it's really awesome that if you go on the website, you can just book a free 30-minute consultation with a certified financial planner. They can walk you through the basics of, a debt payoff strategy or setting up a budget or, what sort of financial goals you should prioritize, that sort of thing. So that is really awesome that SoFi does offer that. And yeah, that's a big positive. I haven't made use of it yet, but it's there. So just know that. Now for the negatives of the SoFi checking and savings account. So one of the big negatives of the SoFi checking and savings account is that you do need a monthly direct deposit to receive that high interest rate that they're constantly advertising and that people are constantly talking about. You also have to pay if you want to deposit cash into your SoFi checking or savings account. Since SoFi is an online only bank, they don't have any physical brick and mortar locations you can go to if you want to deposit cold hard cash. So the way that they do it is they partner with different retailers such as, like Walmart, Dollar Tree, Kroger's, several places which you can find locations inside the app. If you go to those locations, then you will have to pay a small fee of up to $4.95 to deposit cash into your SoFi account. So that is a negative. I don't really think a lot of people deal with physical cash that much anymore, but if you do, that is something to consider. There is also no ability to have both an individual checking and savings account as well as a joint checking and savings account. SoFi does it a little weird where it's basically an either or situation. You can either have an individual checking and savings account or a joint checking and savings account. You can't have both. So that sucks if you're, married or partnered with someone and you want to just have like a joint account for all your joint expenses and then an individual account for your individual spending money. That's really not possible with SoFi. And you also can't, even if you're an individual on your own, you can't separate the checking and savings account. When you fill out the SoFi banking application, they give you both a SoFi checking and savings. You can't just have a standalone savings or a standalone checking account. So that is a downside if that's something that you do want. And the final big negative for me when it comes to SoFi checking and savings accounts is that SoFi does not support account beneficiaries on the SoFi checking and savings account. They support it on their invest accounts, but not the SoFi checking and savings accounts. So that's really weird to me why they'll support it on one type of account but not the other. But this is personally a deal breaker for me, and it's the reason why I don't use SoFi checking and savings as my primary bank. Now, if you don't know about what account beneficiary is, it's basically you can, whenever you pass away, you can, well, preferably before you pass away, you can set up an account beneficiary, which is someone who receives your money when you pass away. And this is really good because an account beneficiary bypasses probate court and it supersedes what a will says. And as someone who has personally gone through the expensive, time-consuming, and emotionally draining process of probate court, I really urge everyone to set account beneficiaries for all of their financial accounts. It's something that's really quick to do. You usually just need the person's name, sometimes their social security number, and that's it. But it's just a really simple, straightforward way to ensure that the person who you want to receive your assets after you pass away, that they get those assets without too much trouble. And I just really hate that SoFi does not offer an account beneficiary option for their checking and savings accounts. And yeah, it's just a massive negative. So, my final thoughts on the SoFi checking and savings account. I do think that SoFi Checking and Savings is a really awesome bank account to have. You know, they offer the really good interest rate if you have monthly direct deposit. They offer the savings vaults feature. They offer a debit card with cash back. All of those awesome positives. But personally, I just, again, as I said, I don't use SoFi as my primary bank since they don't support account beneficiaries. It just sort of scares me a little having my money in a place that doesn't have a beneficiary designation assigned to it. But I do use SoFi as a supplemental bank account where luckily my job allows me to split my direct deposit. So I split it into my main bank account and then I split a portion of it into my SoFi checking and savings account so that I can get that higher interest rate, and it's directly deposited into my SoFi savings account so I can get, that even higher interest rate of 3.75%. And I'm able to set up savings vaults in there. I really love SoFi for that. I have savings vaults set up for my emergency fund and a vacation fund. But yeah, I just don't use SoFi fully as my primary bank, and I don't think that most other people should use it as their primary bank either. You know, specifically because of that, not being able to set an account beneficiary. That just, it freaks me out a little bit, just why SoFi doesn't have that. But yeah, SoFi is still good for the savings vaults feature, which is what I mainly use it for. And let me know below what you think of SoFi, if you use it, if you don't use it, or what you like or dislike about it. And if you do want to sign up for SoFi Checking and Savings down below, I have my referral link where if you open your SoFi Checking and Savings account and deposit at least $10, then you get a $25 bonus. And then you also have the potential to get up to $250 bonus if you set up direct deposit and complete the qualifying activities. So thank you so much, and I hope this review was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will see you all next time. Thank you.